Hi there, Claire Downham here from Unique Journey with another step from stress to inner peace. And it's Monday morning, and I'm sure as you are strolling, let's stroll across social media. As you are scrolling across social media, you will be seeing all those kind of Monday morning motivation posts and those ones that talk about smashing it and the hustle and all those kind of things. So this morning I've got an alternative Monday morning post. So how would it be this week if you took some things off your list? I've no doubt that you've got a list of things that need to be done for your business. You've probably got some admin tasks, some marketing, some clients to work with, loads of other jobs you've got to do. You've probably got things to do for work, possibly, if you're more employed rather than self-employed. You've got targets to meet. You've got projects to finish. You've got loads of things to do for your home, whether that's just bills to pay or plumbers to call or whatever else. You've got loads and loads and loads of things to do. And then I suspect you have got another list, at least one other list. And on this other list are all the things that you don't think are okay about you. So that might be that you think you procrastinate, that you haven't got enough motivation, that you're not confident, or you don't have high enough self-esteem, or perhaps you have an actual diagnosed mental health condition that you feel you need to deal with. But how would it be if just for this week you took all of that off your list and decided that you were just okay, that you are okay just as you are? There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go to fix yourself. You don't need to do anything at all. You just need to do all those other things that are on your jobs list. And it's really interesting because for me, that list used to just be, it was like a hamster wheel. It would go round and round and round because the same things would just keep coming up again and again. And maybe you've noticed that too. Maybe you've noticed that you address procrastination for a while and then you don't procrastinate quite so much and you feel like you're really on it and doing what you should be doing. Should, not a helpful word. And then it kind of peters out again and you start to notice that you're not really on it, shall we say, and it's worn out. And then you have to go and get some more help or read another book or try and find another tool to fix that aspect of you and who you are. But what would it be like if that was okay? You know, are you not doing the things that you have set out for yourself to do because they're not really the things that are lighting you up anymore? Or perhaps have never been. Perhaps you've been forcing yourself to do those things for many, many years. But maybe also there's actually nothing to do with any of that. I learned recently about motivation, and who doesn't think they need more motivation? I don't think anybody's got their hands up. People think that's a thing, that's a thing to have on your list of things to fix about you, not having enough motivation. But what is motivation? Well, just to let you know, folks, motivation is a thought. Michael Neill says all the time, he says, if it doesn't go in a wheelbarrow, then it's not real. It's not an actual thing. Motivation to me may feel like one thing. Motivation to you may feel like a very different thing. So if you've got that on your list of things to fix about you, then perhaps you could take it off. Perhaps it looks a bit like this. For me, I used to think I had to have all my little ducks in a row, all beautifully lined up, and then a beam of light would come down from the sky and hit me on the top of the head. And then this whoosh of energy would surge through my body. And then I would do things. How ridiculous is that? But I lived in that state of waiting for this magical thing called motivation to pop into my body. I lived in that state for longer than I care to remember. I feel like it's been there, the lack or not of motivation, for a very long time. In fact, I remember when I was much younger, early on in my teaching career, I would call it laziness. And I had a little voice in my head that said, you are lazy. It's all thought, isn't it? So what if you don't have to feel a particular way to do what you would like to do this week? What if you just can get up and do it? And I heard that in a book called What the Beep Are the Principles. I'm going to say a swear word on social media. By a guy called Amir Karkudi, and he said, well, why do you think that everything's got to be aligned for you and you've got to feel a certain way to get up and do things? You don't. So that's something to take off your list. You don't need to fix your levels of motivation. You don't need to pay for any more books or courses or watch any more videos about getting motivation. It's just a thought. And if you've got a thought, I don't want to do something, then you can kind of let that thought go and see what comes up next. And maybe the next thought will be, well, actually I do, because I've got some purpose and there's something I really would like to achieve today and get kind of done, ticked off your list, whatever you want to call it. But waiting around for it to turn up is, or going out to try and fabricate it from some course or book or something else, is you're never going to win that. You're never going to win that battle. You're going to be on that battle for a very, very long time. So what else could you take off your list this week? What else is filling up your head with thought, moment by moment? Is it something around monitoring your feelings and your thoughts and noticing them and trying to analyze them and change them and fix them and having an uncomfortable feeling and then trying to work out where that came from? You could probably take that off your list too, if you like, because it's all okay. And when you let it, it'll just default back to where you're supposed to be, which is peaceful. I think I've mentioned this before, but it's like a scab. If you get a scab, I've got my custard related burn injury. There we go, look, pan of custard, just a little bit there now. A pan of custard splashed up at me and it burnt my arm. Created a little blister beautifully, like almost straight away, lovely blister to protect that wound. That's what the blister's there for, full of all that liquid. And then it scabbed over, it dried up and scabbed over all on its own. I didn't have to do anything, and I didn't pick, which is quite good for me. And now it's down to a little bit of a red mark, and I suspect it'll probably fade completely. When physically something happens like that, we know that if we pick that scab, we're going to make it worse. If you've got this list of things about you that's not okay, and you keep poking it and prodding it and picking at it, and oh, this is the thing that's wrong with me today. I'm noticing today I'm procrastinating, or I'm not motivated, or I feel more anxious, or I've got racing, whatever else it is. If you keep poking and prodding and shoving those things, then they just don't get a chance to self-right. Whereas if you just for this week, like this is my Monday motivation post, just for this week, what if you just didn't touch it? If you just left it alone, and when you notice a thought related to that or a feeling, if you just realize it was okay, because we all get them, we all get unpleasant thoughts and unpleasant feelings, and it'll go. It'll go all on its own. I promise you it'll go all on its own. It is like that scab, it will heal itself. So what else could you take off your list this week? What else could you just go, do you know, there's nothing actually wrong with me in this area. I don't need to do anything. I can concentrate on things that light me up and fill me with joy and make me feel good. in the moment. There's nothing to do. So that's my Monday motivation. That's my this week. I'm going to do some more. So this is that step for you from stress to inner peace. I hope you found that helpful. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will be around again tomorrow. Take care, folks. Thank you.